All right. The first question I have here is career path as far as the intramural program here at Baker University. It's a little background on me. I'm a business management major. I minored in psychology while I was at Baker University. I played sports here. I played football as a student, and I was very active in the intramural program as a student at Baker University. So I have background knowledge in sports in general. As far as my career path, I already didn't have the career path of going into sports. Obviously, intramurals is all about sports. I didn't really take that career path, but with my background as being involved with sports pretty much for all my life, I do have this tribal knowledge of sports and tournaments and what type of equipment you need, the type of referees and assistants and all that good stuff that you need. So I think for a career path for this position, obviously the person has to know sports, have a general idea of most sports in general, not just one. I know your sports psychology people, your PE majors, exercise science majors, will all be good towards having a career path towards intramurals. Universities have an intramurals program, a department that houses all the equipment, all the information, all the referees and all that good stuff. Obviously, us being a smaller university, we don't have the luxury of that. So I'm the one that handles those needs. Grind for the job, question number 2. For example, today I'm working on the intramural volleyball championship games. So I put together the schedule for the intramural teams. One of the key tricks of running a successful intramural program, I would say, is being organized. So I developed this intramural notebook here that has all the information about all the seasons, all the teams, all the rosters, all the rules that are in this thing. So for example, the very first sport that I did was kickball. And before I did the kickball season, I said, okay, I need referees. So I'm not going to be there for every single game, so I need to make sure I have a good group of people supporting me. And so I have a budget set aside for intramurals, and so with that money I'm allowed to have 2 assistants and have game workers. The game workers are paid per game. They're paid $5 per game, and then the intramurals assistants is a work-study position. They're able to help me with making the schedules, getting in contact with the referees, make sure they set the schedule, make sure that they're on time, things of that nature. My official schedule, I try to keep it as simple as possible. So for example, for volleyball, I make sure each of my referees and assistants signed up for volleyball on Sunday night by 11 o'clock because the games are on Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. And so with that being said, the games being on Sunday, they'll have this schedule completely filled out, and they'll know who's working what day for the rest of the week. So teams, I know you guys know about the controversy we had this year with the fight that happened after a game later on in the cafeteria. So I had a real big an all intramural meeting to let people know, hey, this is recreation, this is fun, nobody's getting paid to do this, any big bucks. It's not the NCAA, it's not the NBA. So I end up removing 2 teams from the league. That type of stuff just happens. Another aspect of the everyday job is just obviously with most sports we play at least 3 times a week. So with basketball and then with volleyball, I think with flag and kickball, play Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. So that being said, I'm not there at every single game, but I have a proxy there. There's going to be Courtney or Cody. Anything can come up. So I'm always on call for the most part. So another important aspect too, besides being organized, is I kind of alluded to, was having a captain's meeting. So before every season, I always have a mandatory captain's meeting, which is usually an hour before each game. So I sit down with the teams. Each team's captain is responsible for being there, and I'll go through all the rules and I'll field any questions about the league and how the tournaments are going to go. I'm not sure if we've ever done this before in the past, but I'm going to be submitting a campus-wide intramural survey. Looked at other universities our size and larger and smaller to see how their intramural programs are functioning. I know that a lot of them have intramural surveys they give out. So I think that me submitting a survey to the campus, it'll give me a better idea of, one, how I'm doing as a director of multicultural affairs and the coordinator of intramurals. Also, it'll give me an insight on how my referees are doing and how the sports are going, what the equipment's looking like. Because essentially, this intramurals is here for you guys. It's here for the students, also for the faculty and staff that want to participate in those sports. So it'll give me a better idea of, what sports do we need to keep, what sports we need to get rid of, what sports should we add, how long should the sports be, how the facilities are looking, how the equipment's looking, just to make the program a lot better for you guys. So my goal is going to feed off of whatever the results are from the survey. And Probably sometime this week, and I'll have it due before you guys get started in the finals. It'll be maybe a 10-question survey, scale from 1 to 10, 1 being terrible, 10 being excellent. How would you rate the overall experience of the intramural program? Which sports do you want to see? List out your top 5 sports. How do the referees do this year? Would you be interested in being a referee for next year? So on and so forth. Just little questions like that that'll make the program a lot better. So those are my goals for recreation for next year. Obviously this season, this is the last sport we're doing. I know I've got a lot of requests for softball. I don't think we'll be able to get a softball season in now because next week is finals, so I doubt that'll happen. I remember when I was a student, we had a sand volleyball league. We had we had soccer league for a little bit. So we'll look on and try to bring those sports back now. I'll be off of what you guys submit to your survey. Hardest part of the job. Question 4. I would say the hardest part of the job is the different sports, different times are difficult. For example, when I had flag football going, I had to worry about the weather. So if it's raining, obviously, or lightning, I got to worry about that and trying to reschedule games. So we run into that difficulty there. We have a lot of students here on campus are involved with a lot of extracurricular activities, whether it be band, whether it be sports, whether it be speech choir, whatever they're involved in. So making sure that those teams are scheduled just right so it doesn't conflict with their schedule, because I don't like dealing with a lot of forfeits, because you have players that show up and obviously faculty and staff, they come down. A lot of us have families, a lot of us don't live in town, so they have a team for them to come down 30, 40 minutes away from their family. It's tough to say, hey, the other team forfeited. So dealing with forfeits is a tough part of the job. Dealing with inclement weather is a tough part of the job. I really haven't had any difficulty with getting space available at all. I work a lot with the Baldwin City Parks and Recreation, so I'm able to get the softball field reserved, to use that softball field for the powder puff football game as well. Getting gym space is never a difficult job. I always speak with Brett Ballard, and I work with Ed Astor and Linda Lewis, and they are good with helping me get space for that. So yeah, I'll say the hardest part is just making sure the team show up, getting in contact with everybody to get their times written down, and just dealing with bad weather will be probably the toughest part of the job. And other things are kind of outside of my control, so I try to make them as easy as possible. I try to throw in a couple of extra games in there just in case if we need to cancel some. As far as what do you mean?
Do you get priority over other programs, or like are you secondhand at other things on campus?
Okay. What I try to do is I try to be cognizant of which sports are being played at that time. Obviously, nobody's on scholarship to play intramural basketball. Nobody's on scholarship to play intramural flag football. So I'm always cognizant of what sports being played at that time. That being said, that's primarily why my games are later in the evening, because teams have practice about 3:30 to about 5 or 6. Basketball, as you know, Joe, basketball goes on right before that dinner time, so I don't have any sports. I never have any intramural sports going on during that time. Football has film sometimes on Sundays, so I make sure that's later in the evening for them. So as far as my ranking goes, as far as scheduling, I would definitely say I'm below the actual sports, because a lot of students are here on scholarships. So and I'm very flexible with student schedules. I know a lot of people work with the KNB radio station or the TV station. Hey, I got a show. Half of my team is with the newspaper. Can we work the schedule out? Oh, most definitely. So I definitely adjust my schedule according to how the students are. That's a real big part of the survey too. I'm gonna send that out. What's a better time for us to have these intramural games? So yeah.